Welcome to the Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
What are we doing today?
We are going to be talking about our health goals for June. Because this is July 4th. What are y'all doing on your July 4th? Tell us down in the comments.
That's right. Let's get to it.
All right.
All right. So my goals, sub 20-minute 5K. Now that's going to take place in November at the Turkey Trot in Oviedo. Now I'm training for that. I did a 5K today. If you already watched our videos, then you probably already know how I did in that. But I'm not going to reveal the time here because I do have another video coming up towards the end of the month of my health video where I will talk about the time and how the race went. So if you snoop around, maybe you can find the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Follow
us on Instagram.
Yeah,
you catch things like that a lot.
There you go. So I am going to try to work in another 5K between now and November, just to gauge my my speed and fitness again. But that'll be coming up probably in September. Run 200 miles in a month. The only month I've done that is February so far. The shortest month of the year is the only month so far that I've run 200 miles. So June was down. My running in June was way down for a couple reasons, but anyway, I'm getting back on track. My next goal was to run 2,023 miles in 2023. I was behind at the end of June, but I'm catching up now in July, and I should be back.
4 days in, but so far
Only 4 days in, but I'm catching up. We should be good by the end of July if I keep that motivation up. And then 500 steps in a month. I did that in January and May. And we are also taking part in the Derek's Journey Steps Challenge this month of July. And so I'm shooting for 600,000 steps. I don't know if I'll make it, but I'm shooting for 600,000 steps this month. But I know I'll get at least 500,000. Read 12 books in a year. I started reading Trust by Dr. Henry Cloud in June. I didn't finish it for a number of reasons. But so I'm going to finish that this month along with my trash reading, which is Justice Burning, which is Scott Pratt, Darren Street novel, volume 2. So I'm working on that. For my Project 50 challenge, up by 6 a.m., maybe not. If you've seen one of our videos, you know there was some debate on whether or not I did get up at 6 a.m. every day. Because I did get up before 6 a.m., but sometimes I'd go back to sleep and wake up after 6 a.m. So,
like when he would say he'd get up, he meant like he'd stay up for like 45 minutes to an hour and then come back to
sleep.
Yeah, so there was debate over whether or not that's not getting up before 6.
Should I count that or not? If you haven't seen that and you haven't weighed in yet, drop me a comment below. Let me know if you count that.
Yeah.
Number 2, no distractions. That's no problem. Read 10 pages. I didn't do it every day, obviously, because I didn't finish my book. But new skill, kind of medium on that. I'm still working on my Spanish, so did that. Exercise. Nope, didn't do it every day.
As
we've already established. Healthy diet was healthy-ish is the way I define it. I don't cut out things. I eat in moderation. Portion control. And
but he doesn't mean by weighing it or anything.
Correct. I will say this, I have maintained my goal weight from the Boston Marathon through at least the end of June. So that's pretty cool. And then I didn't journal any because I don't know. I'll get to it one day. I promise I'll get to it one day. Okay.
All right. So let's go on to me now. As he mentioned in that video where he said that he had been a little off track, I have been a lot off track too, despite the Project 50 challenge. When his schedule is off, we both go to bed later at night and stuff, and then just trying to get up in the mornings and stuff has been harder for me. So I have lacked the motivation to get up early and get moving and stuff. So So I honestly did not track stuff in June. I didn't write down how many steps I took. I didn't, I was still doing, I've been doing intermittent fasting like 3 times a week. I've still done that.
Yep.
But as far as like actually writing down how many steps I was taking and stuff, I didn't do it. And so June was not our strongest month. I will say, we watch a lot of fellow health channels, and June just seemed to be a month for everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like we're alone in that. And but July, like he mentioned, has the Steps Challenge, and that will hopefully get our motivation going, our mojo back. But anyway, so my goals for this month is to average 9,500 steps per day. And to strength train, I think that says 4 days a week. And Joel and I made up, he did some studying on what he thought would be good strength training exercises for us. So we did that together yesterday, and so we're going to be doing that. So that we'll be accountable to each other, help encourage us. And we've gone out for walks and stuff since July started. So hopefully we'll be back on track this month with all that. Even though his schedule hasn't changed much, we're just, working with what we have, what time we have. So, that really means nothing's really changed with my eating plan. I do 4 mornings where I try to do something like protein, inspired healthier breakfast meals. And then 3 days a week I do intermittent fasting, so I don't actually eat till later in the afternoon, which is not a big strange thing for me because I'm really more of a just give me some coffee in the morning kind of person anyway. So that's kind of where I'm going. And also, as I've mentioned before, lower carb vegetable options. I always try to throw in the word vegetables so y'all know that I'm not saying I'm going completely low carb, but if there's something that white rice, I will use cauliflower rice unless it's already cooked into the dish that we're making. Just little things like that, and the reason for that is I'm trying to up my vegetables for higher nutrition value. So that's it with the meal plan talk and all that kind of stuff. The books, I did complete the Spanish tutorial books that I was doing in June, and then I also read another book that was more of a trash reading book. It was not it was more for personal fun reading and not for personal development in that vein. But it's called Justice Lost, and it was the 3rd book in the series that he just mentioned, where he's reading the 2nd book. I was reading the 3rd book and the final book in that series. For July, I'm reading the last book in the Joe Dillard series. We had a couple of months ago, we read what we thought was the last book because the author died. But his son finished the book that he was actually writing, so it's kind of half his book and half his son's book. But I believe that's going to finish the series.
Yeah, and so if you haven't read any of Scott Pratt's book, let me encourage you to do that. He writes a lot from experiences in Northeast and East Tennessee, which we're familiar with those areas since we lived up there for about 8 years. And so that's what really kind of intrigued us to begin with those books. But we kind of gotten hooked on those. So
no, we will say the language is a little
rough. So
it's not child friendly.
Definitely not. Okay. Now your Project 50 stuff.
like I already said, I didn't do well in the month of June with getting up at 6 a.m. Just going to bed later at night made it harder to get up in the morning. I did most of the mornings get up at 6. But then there was definitely probably 10% of the month I did not.
Okay.
So, no distractions. I was good with that. 10 pages every day. I was great with that. New skill. I did Spanish the whole time. I have since stopped just because I feel like I need to focus on some other things, like getting back to my fitness level and stuff, and that it was actually distracting me to work an hour every day on Spanish and stuff. And I'm not saying I won't add it back later, but I felt like that whole month of June I was like spending an hour a day doing Spanish, but I wasn't like exercising as much as I should have. So so this month I'm focusing on that, and then when I feel comfortable I may add it back. Maybe 3-4 times a week I'll do something that's a new skill. Maybe just 30 minutes a day or something. But right now I feel like I need to focus on the fitness. And I've already just answered the exercise thing.
Yep. I
didn't do that great. Healthy diet, like I said, did fine, especially the intermittent fasting side of it, but not the, I mean, I did okay with the other, but I didn't do as much of the low carb veggie options as I could have and stuff like that. So I didn't do as good as I wanted to, but it wasn't terrible. And then the journaling, yes, I did that every day. I do that every day anyway. So that is all of the health stuff that we have for this video.
Yeah, drop us a comment below and let us know how your goals are going. If you haven't set any goals for this year, you still got time to do that. We still got half the year left. Set some goals for this year, and then try to reach out and catch those goals.
If you had a hard June,
let us know.
Let us know, and also know that if you had a hard month, it's okay, and you can come back and you can start fresh.
That's right.
Whenever you're ready. You don't have to wait till the first of the month. Just get started today.
That's right. All right, so that's going to do it today. We're going to put up another video. If you'd like to see some more of our escapades, we're going to put up a video right there for you to click after we say the thing we always say. That's going to do it today for The Long Run with Joel and Chrissy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
Don't forget it's the long run. Give yourself a little grace.
Bye.